The Formula One world was once again rocked by a surprising statement from former racer Lucas di Grassi, who directly targeted Lewis Hamilton, a figure who had just joined Ferrari. His sharp remarks shocked not only the public, but also the F1 world. What exactly did Di Grassi say that stunned Ferrari and F1 fans? Let's discuss. At the age of 40, Lewis Hamilton is entering a dramatic new chapter in his career. After more than a decade of glory with Mercedes, the seven-time world champion is now defending the banner of Scuderia Ferrari, the most legendary team in F1 history. A monumental move that was expected to be Hamilton's final revival in the hunt for a long-awaited 8th title. But that hope has now turned to doubt, even despair. So far in the 2025 season, Ferrari seems unable to answer Hamilton's great ambitions. Worse, Charles Leclerc, his much younger teammate, has consistently outperformed the legend in every race. Ferrari has only managed one podium this season, and it was not Hamilton's. Lewis Hamilton's lackluster performance this season has begun to raise big questions in the Formula One paddock. Not only observers, but also former drivers like Lucas di Grassi, now known as a sharp commentator and Formula E champion, have spoken out. In his interview with Racing News365.com, Di Grassi bluntly questioned whether Hamilton's passion for F1 still burns with the same intensity as it once did. "I think it's a question of getting older, but it's also a question of hunger," Di Grassi said matter-of-factly. With millions of dollars in his bank account, 7 world titles under his belt and the status of a living legend, the question now is he still willing to sacrifice everything like he did when he was chasing his first title? Di Grassi even drew a striking comparison to tennis icon Rafael Nadal, who is known for his incredible competitive spirit and total commitment to every match. Nadal plays every point like his life depends on it. That's the kind of dedication it takes to stay at the top. And honestly, I don't think Lewis is at that level anymore. The comment is even more poignant when coupled with the reality on the track. Although Hamilton showed flashes of brilliance in the Shanghai sprint race, he has been unable to maintain the consistency that has been his trademark in the past. In terms of technical ability, Di Grassi does not doubt Hamilton's quality and continues to call him one of the greatest drivers of all time. However, as he pointed out in a serious tone, it's not just about technical ability. It's also about mentality, psychology, and total commitment to this sport. Amidst the spotlight that continues to focus on Lewis Hamilton's struggle to rediscover his peak performance, there is one figure who is slowly but surely starting to steal the spotlight: Charles Leclerc. Quietly and far away from the media frenzy, the Monaco racer has become a symbol of Ferrari's new strength. His consistency on the track cannot be underestimated. He has often managed to finish ahead of Hamilton, even in less than ideal conditions. Leclerc currently sits 5th in the standings, 12 points ahead of Hamilton. The difference in numbers seems small on paper, but it carries a huge psychological weight in the Ferrari garage. In racing, and especially in Formula One, even the smallest margin can be a symbol of superiority. And for Hamilton, a 7-time world champion accustomed to leading, this isn't just a statistic, it's a wake-up call. That pressure, according to Jenson Button, Hamilton's former McLaren teammate and one of the paddock's keenest observers, is beginning to take its toll on the legend's mentality. Button, who knows Hamilton well, doesn't hesitate to say that the intense scrutiny from within the team, particularly Leclerc's form, has caused an inner turmoil that Hamilton has rarely experienced before. "He's not the same," Button told Sky F1 with concern. "If he was upset the other day, the next day he'd come back with a great performance, full of anger and fighting spirit. He's calmer, more human. But on the other hand, it could mean he's struggling internally. And I can see it starting to bother him." Button added that for Hamilton, losing to a teammate is more painful than being beaten by a driver from another team. An outside rival is part of the game, but being beaten by someone in the same car, with the same equipment, strategy, and opportunities, is a blow to a champion's pride. "Lewis is a real winner," Button added. "He's not used to being at the back. He's lived his whole career to win, to be the center of attention, to push the boundaries. And now he has to accept the fact that every weekend he's not the fastest. And that's not just a physical challenge, it's a mental test." In the high-pressure internal dynamics of Ferrari, Leclerc may not have uttered a word about the fight for number 1. But it's in silence that the greatest pressure grows. Because in Formula One, sometimes the most vicious rivalries aren't the ones that get shouted at the cameras. They're the ones buried in the standings, the lap times, and the briefing room glances that never get caught on camera. Amidst the intense spotlight now on Lewis Hamilton, an old story has resurfaced, this time from Kevin Magnussen. In an exclusive interview with Motorsport magazine, the Danish driver recounts his dark days as a rookie at McLaren in 2014. Magnussen revealed that he was burdened with almost impossible expectations from the outset. He was forced to outperform his teammate Jenson Button, a former world champion, and was even given a tight qualifying time target, simply because Hamilton had historically beaten Button by an average of 0.15 seconds. "It was ridiculous and disrespectful," said Magnussen bluntly. "I was a rookie, but I was forced to compete with two world champions at the same time. The pressure was too much, and in the end it destroyed me." Magnussen's comments reopened old wounds and revealed the huge shadow left by Hamilton, a figure who, even after his departure from McLaren, still set an unrealistic benchmark for the next generation. Ironically, the tables have now turned. It is Hamilton who is slowly falling behind, overshadowed by his young teammate in the final stretch of a challenging career. Ferrari is more than a racing team. It is an institution, a living legend built on blood, sweat, and speed. It carries with it a long history that weighs on every driver brave enough to wear its red. The pressure is not just to win, but to uphold the honor of a name that has become a symbol of Italian pride. Expectations are high and the demands are uncompromising. Every second on the track is a test. Every result in the standings is a mirror that never lies. And in the 2025 season, amidst the increasingly brutal competition, Lewis Hamilton is at the most challenging point of his career. He is no longer a kid with potential from Stevenage. He is a living legend, a 7-time world champion, a sporting icon and a voice for generations. But it is because of all those titles, all those accolades and awards that he now faces a quieter but far more profound challenge, to prove that he is not finished. Adapting to a new car only scratches the surface. Race strategy is only a small part of the burden he carries. What is truly being tested is his soul, his identity as a fighter, his pride as a champion, and his legacy as one of the greatest drivers of all time. On the other side of the garage stands Charles Leclerc, a local hero, a symbol of the future that Ferrari has been waiting for. Young, fast, and raised in an environment that has made him the face of modern Ferrari. Hamilton not only has to match his speed, he has to win the hearts of a team that has long awaited a revival of young blood. His battle is not only external, but also internal, against time, against doubt, against the narrative that his golden age is over. Now Hamilton is 7th in the standings. A number that can be improved upon technically, but that feels like an impenetrable wall emotionally. This position is not just a statistic, but a reflection of the reality he faces. The world of F1 never waits for anyone. It runs fast, leaving behind those who are even a second behind. The question now is the passion that made him a legend still alive in his chest? Or is this the final chapter of an extraordinary journey, not with a triumphant roar, but with a slow, biting silence? Write your thoughts below.